Hi guys, thank you so much. Welcome back to my channel. It's Megan, the Fibromyalgia Warrior. I apologize because I'm using my phone to film, so it's wobbly because my hands are wobbly and my arms are sore. So sorry for the quality, but this is kind of the reality of what it's like to try to film something if you A, don't have a camera and tripod, and B, you have fibromyalgia. So, for those of you who have not been to my channel before, thank you. I'm glad you came and decided to check out my channel. And for those of you who have seen my videos, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully by the end of this one, you will actually want to give a thumbs up, share it if you like, if it might help somebody out there who struggles with IBS or fibromyalgia or other chronic pain. That would be fantastic. I I hope that it can help somebody. You know, I'm 48. I have two kids. One son is going to be 20 on Saturday. My other son is 17. The 17-year-old is out working at the moment. My husband's at the gym, and my older son is watching TV or music videos or something in the other room. So I suffered a spinal disc injury in March of 2014. It took my GP several months to get me in for an MRI and get me referred. And by the time they confirmed that, yes, one of my lower vertebrae discs had bulged out in July of that year, that was all I knew. And even though, they said it would heal, it would retract back in, it wasn't causing paralysis, but it was out enough that it was irritating my nerves and constant pain. Even the pain medication they were giving me wasn't enough. And they don't really know if that was what caused my fibromyalgia symptoms to just explode out of control, or more likely, I may have already had fibromyalgia and just the symptoms were minor and therefore nobody knew. Nobody would have guessed. I always had lower back pain problems, not just through my two pregnancies, but I mean throughout life. Work I couldn't stand and do any sort of work or lifting for any amount of time. My back would hurt if I had to stand up, say at a music gig, or if I had to stand in line for too long, my back would start to bother me. My knees would start to bother me. My ankles would start to hurt. So they think it was probably already there, but this massive event is what probably caused it to just go into overdrive in my brain. And I've had times in the past 6 years, a few times where once my legs gave out on me and I fell out of the bathtub. I was standing up because it was a shower over tub. I fell right out. My knees just went, and I just went smacked onto my hands and knees right onto the floor beside the tub and rolled onto my side. And I had a couple of times where my knees gave out in a couple of different parking lots, which obviously wouldn't have helped things. So, yeah. So anyways, they told me that I had the disc bulge. I was referred to pain management. I tried to do some of the exercises they suggested. It just made my pain worse. I kept insisting on trying to find out what was wrong because I couldn't sit down for very long. I couldn't stand for very long. I had to lay on my side. I couldn't lay on my back. Couldn't move very well. And by early 2015, or maybe even not even then, but by March of 2016, so 2 years later, I broke down, I gave in, and I got myself a set of crutches because I needed something to take all the pressure and pain off my lower back because nothing was working. They upped my gabapentin levels. They upped my cocodamol, which if you're not from the UK, that's basically Tylenol with codeine, like Tylenol 3 with codeine. And together, even then, the pain was still there and I was getting frustrated. 2017, of course, like I said, or in another video, but my husband and I were in our car. We were stopped at a roundabout waiting for our turn, and somebody drove into the back of the car, and I ended up with whiplash and making all my fibro symptoms even worse. And for those of you who don't know, the joy with fibromyalgia is that if you do get an injury, right, your brain will overreact. Like, it will tell you that it hurts more than it probably actually does, and it will keep you in that state of pain. So that means, my adrenals are going overtime, my cortisol's like, I don't know, those parts of my system are probably completely killed by now. I also have Raynaud's syndrome, which is, I believe in some circles is considered autoimmune, and all it means is that my brain tells the vessels that bring the blood to my hands and feet to open and close at the wrong time. So the house could be boiling hot, right? But all of a sudden, my fingers and toes will suddenly feel like popsicles, and vice versa. So it's really weird that way. So I have that, which they figure the fibromyalgia probably sets that off. But then this year I also found out I have hypothyroidism, which is my thyroid is too slow. It doesn't work properly. And all these things kind of affect each other. So as to what caused what, it's kind of like the whole what came first, the chicken or the egg. It doesn't matter because the chicken got hit by trying to cross the road, and the egg like shattered and fell on the countertop. So whichever came first, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And one of the things I found really challenging, well, a couple of things. I cannot work out at a gym. I cannot run. I hate running anyways. I applaud people who can do it, but to me, it is the worst form of torture and hell. I hate it. Always have as a kid. Like I said, I would get shin splints. I would have issues with my ankles and my knees. I tried to go jogging in university just to try to get some exercise, and I ended up developing a hairline stress fracture in my outer right ankle from jogging. So jogging and I, running and I, yeah, no, we're not friends. We do not get on at all, right? And because of my back injury, because there is a risk that trying to lift too much, trying to do too much could easily cause my disc to bulge again, I don't do it. So fine, right? I had to stop exercising. And then it was like, okay, so now I'm on gabapentin and at the maximum dose, plus cocodamol at the maximum dose. And because I have severe anxiety, they put me on an antidepressant that is also for anxiety, sertraline, and that's at the maximum that they can give me because of the other medication I'm on. And because I also have irritable bowel syndrome, they had me on different types of stuff for my bloating and constipation. Sorry, that's probably a TMI, but a lot of us who have fibromyalgia, especially if we have other conditions, we get to deal with this, right? So all of this is going on, and one of the things I found so challenging was because of all the medication, and I couldn't go to a gym, and I couldn't exercise like normally, my weight would go up and down. And for the last couple of years, it hovered around 150, 160, which at 5'5", and in my 40s, that wasn't necessarily bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't necessarily bad. And then I realized this year, especially with lockdown, I was at 160, yeah. And then I put on extra weight over the initial first lockdown period in England. And by the time May came around, I was sitting around 173 pounds, which is way too high for my body, for my frame. It just aggravated everything else. But I hadn't changed my eating habits. But over the last few years, I ate the same way as always. And all of a sudden, just blammo, I was getting weight creeping up, especially in my abdomen, and I was perplexed. I could not figure it out, didn't know what was going on. And that's around the time I discovered that, yes, on top of fibromyalgia, you have hypothyroidism, uh, along with your Raynaud's and your irritable bowel syndrome. And oh, by the way, your liver's coming under distress. And I knew, because I did all this research by myself, I knew that eventually I would end up with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I would probably start to have massive kidney issues. And as I came to learn from watching different YouTubers and, different videos and so on, that I was insulin resistant and my metabolic system was completely broken and disordered. And I was stuck. I'm like, well, I can't exercise. I can't go to the gym. If I do too much, then I have rebound pain, which for you guys out there who have fibromyalgia, you know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who don't, that's basically, we'll have a day where we feel great, which basically means we just feel a little bit less pain. So it's relative, okay? We will have a day where we feel okay. We actually want to get up, we actually want to shower or bathe and get dressed and not just curl up in bed for the whole day in our PJs, all right? So on those days, we feel like, maybe I can, help load the dishwasher, or I can make myself my own breakfast. Or yeah, I don't mind ironing a shirt for my husband and my kid. That's fine. And it can be just enough where we push ourselves to the point that all of a sudden we're so tired that the next day we feel even worse than we did the day before. That is rebound pain or rebound exhaustion, a joy of fibromyalgia. So there's a very fine line because, you don't want to become this big blob, but when you try to do something about it, typically, the whole move more, eat less motto, well, it doesn't work as well if you have these conditions. And that was my frustration. I was in agony. I was on high levels of, I was taking a muscle relaxant for my back to try to, loosen the muscles with the hopes that maybe that would help ease some of the back pain, because I spoke with my GP and yeah, there's nothing else he can give me. Because the thing with fibromyalgia, and you guys know this if you have it, this is, I guess, more for those of you who don't have it, but know somebody who does. And what happens is, your body is smart, so it adapts to whatever you put in it. And that just means if you take certain medications over a certain amount of time, you will eventually feel the effects lessen. Now, if you stop taking them altogether, you will absolutely be in agony. But the thing is, if you keep up with your pain medications, right, they're helping. It just doesn't feel like it until you don't take them. Like, okay, for example, about a month or so ago, I accidentally threw out my box of thyroid pills. Yeah, smart, I know. On a Friday, it was on a Friday, and it was picked up with the garbage, so it was gone. And I, called the surgery, but I wasn't able to pick up the actual replacement until the Monday. And so on the Saturday, I felt okay. On the Sunday, yeah, not bad. But by Monday, I felt nauseous and horrible. And that was just my thyroid medication. I've had it happen where I didn't reorder some of my gabapentin in an early, like quick enough in advance. I waited too long for my other stuff to run out. So I had 2 or 3 days without it. And because I always thought, oh, it's not helping. Yeah, well, by the third day, I was in tears. I was laying in bed in tears, trying to take as much over-the-counter stuff as I possibly could just to help with the pain, because it turns out the gabapentin actually was helping, even if it didn't seem like it at the time. So, it's that whole, you don't know how good something is until you miss it. Yeah, same thing with pain medication, okay? And one of the things I found, especially at times, because my pain will come and go and it'll flare up and it'll sort of ease back a little. It never goes away. And I'm saying this because, there are people who think, oh yeah, like I'm completely cured. And you know what? They might be. They might have been lucky enough to not have had um, severe symptoms. And for that, I am so happy for them. I truly am. But I know for me, combined with everything else that I'm dealing with, it does not go away completely. Stress and poor sleep quality causes flare ups. Shark Week makes it feel like somebody just kicked me in the back, okay, and is crushing on my wrists until that week is over. And even the week before, I always know when it's coming because the week before the pain gets really bad. But it affects everything, my neck, my lower back, my joints, everywhere. Throw in the Raynaud's and, just the season changes in the barometric pressure and in the weather and all that stuff. And absolutely, I feel it. It is a thing. But one of the things that I used to find really, really hard to deal with was wearing clothes that were too tight and binding. And I've had people say, "Oh," and very nicely say, "Oh, you look really great." I can't even wear jeans. Do you know what? There was a period of time a couple years ago where my pain was so bad. It was fairly soon after the car accident we were in, and my pain was still like through the roof. So all I could wear most days was leggings and a loose top, and that was it. So if I'm wearing stuff like this, it's just because I've found the right shape or the right fit for these jeans, and they're super stretchy. Okay. But I don't know how to do these super duper. It's not a fashion haul, if you will, because I don't know fashion. Like this turtleneck that I'm wearing, I got it from Boohoo on offer. I think it was on sale. I got it for like £5. This plaid flannel shirt that has snaps, not buttons, which by the way is awesome for those of us who have arthritis or just generally issues with keeping our hands steady. Snaps are great. I happened to find it in a charity shop for like £3. The jeans I'm wearing, I'll try to show them. Okay, so these are just basic blue jeans, nothing fancy, you know. These are from Boohoo. I got them from Boohoo. These are a size 12. They're a bit loose. They have lots of, it is full denim. It's slightly heavier. It's not a jegging. They're super comfortable because I make sure to buy everything very high-waisted, okay? And then I don't have the waistband sitting on my hip bone because that used to cause me so much pain. That's why I had to stop wearing jeans. I had to stop wearing skirts. I could not do tights at all. The waist was always too tight. And even with socks, I will usually buy like these socks that you'll see here. These are just basic black men's crew socks because I can only ever find a small size for women's socks. I don't know why. But if I go up to men's socks, then I buy them as large as I can find because I've learned, guess what? They shrink up in the wash. And this way, when I put them on, the elastic is loose enough at the top that it's not cutting off my circulation. Because that's the other thing. All the women's socks have these tiny little like elastic bands right around the top. I have no idea why. It makes no sense to me. And they always cut off my circulation. So that always sucks. And the turtleneck I have on, okay, even this nice yellow turtleneck that you saw, you know what? It's cotton blend, but it's super duper, super, super stretchy. And the neck, like you can roll it down or wear it up, is so loose, it doesn't feel like I'm being choked out, which I can't do. That's why I had to stop wearing crew necks, whether it's a jumper or a hoodie or whatever. If it feels like it's pulling up my neck, not going to happen. And the socks, I think I got them like a pack of 5 for like, I don't know, £4 or something at Primark a couple years ago. And the slippers, I got at Primark this year for £4 with memory foam. Because, the other thing about it, I'll turn this around so we can talk face to face. The other thing about fibromyalgia is that a lot of people get pain in the bottoms of their feet. And I also, like I said, have Raynaud's, which is a condition where your brain, like I said, where your brain causes the blood vessels to open and close, but at weird times. So in a room where you might be feeling really, really cold, your hands and feet could be feeling super warm. Or if you're in a room that's warm, for some reason your brain's telling your hands and feet that they need to be cold. They need to cool down. It's too hot for them. So it stops the blood flowing, circulating in a way that your hands and feet start to go like white and purple, whatever. But for me, I also have pains underneath the bottoms of my feet. So it often feels like I'm walking on pebbles. So memory foam is really important because I wear these things every single day, every day, unless I go out. And then obviously, I put on a pair of shoes or a pair of boots. I don't wear my slippers out. Um, Although once, a few years ago, I had a different pair of slippers. They were like a really dark navy blue, like a full slipper. And I forgot I was wearing them. And guess who had them on at a parent teacher conference? This one. So, but anyways, yeah, so I actually have found that when I get jeans, now I recommend Boohoo. They're the best jeans I've ever had, like ever. They have a thing where you put in what your height is, what your age is, what your weight is, and sort of, if you're curvier, if if you have a bit of a tummy, etc., how you like your clothes to fit, and then it will match you with what your size should be. And actually, generally speaking, it's pretty accurate. And that's how, and plus they have the size chart. So if you get out one of those nice fabric clothing tape measures and do all your measurements so that you know exactly what you are, and then you know exactly what to order, you can't go wrong. And to be honest, I love the quality of their two jeans. I have a pair of just like these, but it's in a dark wash, both size 12. Just putting that out there. They usually have really good stuff on there. If you get like they have a deal where if you pay £10, you get free next day delivery or returns for a year. So highly recommend that you check them out if you can. But my point was more saying that it is possible to actually wear jeans and things like a turtleneck that could be potentially really uncomfortable for somebody with fibromyalgia, but actually could turn out to be really, really comfy. Like I said, it took me a long time before I felt okay wearing a turtleneck because I always felt like it was too tight and it was like pulling on the back of my neck and it would hurt. I think only somebody else who lives with fibromyalgia could ever understand the fact that a turtleneck can hurt your neck, right? And it may be that, the denim might feel too heavy on you, or maybe you don't like the seaming. But if you're looking to try to, get into a good pair of jeans, for me personally, I'm an hourglass shape. So for me, a high waist always works. I'm not sure what to suggest as far as if you're apple or pear or rectangle or brick or upside down triangle or whatever the shapes are these days. But it is possible to find really comfortable jeans. There's just an option. Obviously, you don't have to wear them. I've got 3 pairs of leggings in my closet, and they get a good bit of rotation. So hey, have at it. If you're in a day that you just don't want to move out of bed, you go, girl, and you do whatever is most comfortable for you. Just saying, if you're interested in trying to think of other options that might be comfortable for you, you can get not super, super skinny jeans, but mine are high-waisted, stretch, skinny jeans, both from Boohoo. I got mine, each pair was only 12 pounds, and I find them really comfortable. I don't wear belts, because I don't like how they feel on my back. But, there's some options. So I guess, sorry, this is a fashion haul, not quite a fashion haul. Like I said, I'm no fashionista. I just found some items for fall that were super comfortable, and I thought, maybe there's some other ladies out there who are trying to figure out, what kind of cold weather clothing they might be able to put on if they don't just want to wear leggings all the time. So, but hey, if you love your leggings, go for it. They've got so many. They've got fleece line, they've got extra thick, they've got the ones for the gym, the compression ones, they've got the high-waisted ones, the regular ones, and the list goes on, whatever you find is most comfortable. But anyways, guys, I don't know, I hope maybe this brought a bit of a smile to your face, maybe even a bit of a laugh, and just to know that you're not alone, that I get it. And even if nobody else could possibly understand how even clothing, can cause somebody with fibromyalgia pain, I totally get it. And yeah, so listen, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please feel free to comment and let me know. And hopefully you guys will get some ideas of things you might want to try that aren't super expensive, and see how you feel. See if you can feel comfortable or not in them. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. Anyways, thanks for staying to the end. And if you guys would please do me a favor and give this a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with anybody else that you want to. And I hope you guys keep well, keep safe, keep going. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. And if you haven't subscribed, it would be great to have more people join my channel. And who knows, maybe we can, help out even more people dealing with, things that you wouldn't necessarily think of, but that are needed, which is, people with chronic pain do eventually want to get up and get dressed. So what should they wear if they don't want to live in track pants or loungewear? Right? I'm no expert. This is just stuff I found. I liked it. Anyways, thought I'd share it. See if it helps. Hope you guys will stick around until the next video. Not sure when that'll be, depending on how I'm feeling in the next few days, of course. Yay, fibromyalgia. Anyways, guys, keep it up, warriors. And yeah, look forward to hearing from you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.